Welcome to the December 2022 Phenomenal Feats ballot brought to you by the official Speedrun Hall of Fame. Moment 2. Boba Witch discovers a 2+ minute skip in Metal Gear Solid in 2021, now known as Boba Skip. Metal Gear Solid is a very optimized and tight speedrun to say the least. A game this popular with almost 100 runs on the leaderboard, the top runs have become closer and closer to the limit over time. As of August 2021, the leaderboard was already very competitive, with a world record of 36 minutes 56 seconds by the runner D-Limes13.
To find a skip this huge in a game that's this optimized and this competitive, I think that's pretty remarkable. I mean, consider for a second that in August of 2021, the month that this glitch was found, the world record back then wouldn't even be in the top 20 today. I don't know, just for me, that's pretty incredible.
That all changed that summer when a streamer named Boba accidentally found a game-changing skip in Metal Gear Solid.
My name is Boba. I play a bunch of different games, usually when I meet someone in real life and they're like, what do you do for work? And I say, I do video games on YouTube and Twitch. They're like, what video games do you play? And all information completely leaves my brain and I cannot think of a single video game. So I just play a bunch of different games, basically. Content creation, be an idiot on the internet, that sort of thing.
Boba is a popular Let's Player and YouTuber, also known as Boba Witch. Once known for her playthroughs of horror games, she now plays a variety of different titles, and in August of 2021, she was playing Metal Gear Solid for the first time when...
And I get in this tower with this super long staircase, and I die in there a whole bunch. I think I ended a stream after dying a whole bunch in the staircase, and I was like, I'll see you next time. And then I played again on my next stream, and I was struggling over and over and over trying to get up this staircase. And part of the way up the staircase, there was this door which was like, oh, you're not allowed to go through here. And I just kept dying over and over again. I was panicking and just smashing a bunch of buttons. And I leaned up against the door that I knew I wasn't supposed to be able to get through. And I went to switch to the level clearance that I got because I thought, you know what? Maybe if I just mess with this a few times, it will do something, because I had just recently done that fight where it's you have to take the controller out and switch it or something. So I was like, I'm supposed to do something weird and I just don't know it. So I just kind of panicked a lot and pressed some buttons, and I opened my inventory and tried to switch some things. And then all of a sudden I was on the other side of the door, and I was kind of happy because I thought, okay, I finally figured out what I was supposed to do. And so I was on the other side of the door and I started singing because I was like, great, I don't have to fight these idiots anymore that are killing me over and over again. And my friend, who has played the game and really likes it and, was really excited for me to play it, was like, not supposed to be there, and I think you've skipped part of the game and also part of the story. And then I was just upset because I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna have to do this stairwell all over again because I don't want to skip any of this story.
Her accidental glitch would change Metal Gear Solid speedrunning forever, and nobody at that time knew it.
The Boba Skip was one of the most wholesome community collaborative experiences that I've ever been a part of. It was an absolute delight, just sort of chaos of 24 to 48 hours. We had a member of the community share Boba's tweet, which was just simply her skipping through the door with the caption, "Get wrecked speedrunners."
I had no idea, because I just was like, oh, at first I thought I just figured it out. And then after, I think it wasn't for a few days until I tweeted about it. And I just didn't even think it was going to make much of a difference, because someone's like, oh, speedrunners will want to know about that. So I think I said something like, get wrecked speedrunners or something. And then I tweeted about it.
It didn't take long for her find to spread like wildfire through the speedrun community.
They posted it quite innocently, thinking someone will say, yeah, we know about this, it doesn't work, you can't put it in a role, whatever like that, but no one had ever seen it. And upon seeing it, the whole community kind of collectively lost their minds. And very, very quickly, things started to happen. We had people piling into the voice channels and sharing clips and sharing thoughts. People were contacting Boba, which version of the game were you running, because we've got so many different versions of Metal Gear Solid 1, what system were you playing it on, and things like that. And very quickly it became understood what was actually happening. So what is happening in the video is that when Snake takes damage, there is a 50-50 chance, depending on which animation plays, that Snake's hitbox will expand. And his hitbox was expanding just enough to hit the trigger zone for the exit on the other side of the Tower A door, because that trigger zone is closer to the door than any other zone in the game. Normally you have to go all the way through the door before you hit that trigger, but it's right up against the door. Boba took damage and Snake clipped back enough into that zone.
I left my PC for a few hours or went to do something, and then when I came back I had a lot of messages that were like, oh my god, what were you doing at that exact moment? Can you repeat what you were doing and all of this? And it just was like, all of a sudden, then there was the Metal Gear Solid speedrunning community in the Discord call, like everyone trying to figure out what I did. And I just was like, oh, I guess I did something. I don't know.
It didn't take long for someone to replicate it, and then other people were replicating it on multiple different platforms. Every single version of the game, it seemed, could do this trick. And then we started to look at, well, how can we make it better? If Snake's taking damage from one of the guards, what if he self-inflicted damage? What if he let a stun grenade or a chaff grenade explode in his hand? And that developed that method, which is the method that most runners now use today in their runs. We got featured on news websites, gaming news websites like Kotaku and Eurogamer, sharing these clips, sharing clips from people, sharing runs that had already been done. It was just amazing. And the other thing, of course, with Boba being part of Yogscast, the Yogscast community were instrumental in developing that hype. They were all super hyped for it. It was amazing.
Though it took a few days for the news to leak, once it did, the Metal Gear Solid Discord was full of speedrunners trying to replicate the glitch, and once it was found how to consistently reproduce what Boba had done by mistake, the biggest new find in years was confirmed, and Boba Skip was born. Although she didn't want to call it that at first, preferring to call it Kevin instead.
See, when it first happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know how people name them. So I was like, well, I don't want to name it anything where it sounds like I'm conceited or something. So I was like, what name do I really like? And I remember because my English teacher would always talk about his friend who had a cat named Kevin. And I was like, Kevin is such a funny name for something that's not a person. So I was like, you know what? Just call it Kevin. I like it both ways, but I did name it Kevin because I was like, I don't want anyone to be like, this idiot doesn't speedrun. Why should we name it after her? And then they're like, no, we want to. So I'm fine either way.
This is one of the biggest strat finds in years.
I just didn't really understand, and I think once there started to be some interaction with the tweet, I was kind of looking into it, and I think I joined the Discord where they were all like in a voice call, like actively trying to figure it out, and I just thought it was really fun. I just thought it was neat, because I know about speedrunning, and it wasn't something that I was crazy into before, but after watching them try to figure it out, and I have a few friends that speedrun games too, but it was just really nice to get to interact with a bunch of new people that I otherwise wouldn't have gotten to interact with.
IGN even wrote a short article about it.
The reception of it, Kojima retweeted it and stuff, and I just thought, cool, maybe now I can get verified on Twitter.
This put Boba on the map in the world of speedrunning, where she will live on as a legend for all eternity.
Let me give a little shout out to the Metal Gear Speedrunners Discord, which is really great. They're all super nice there.
As I said, it's one of the most wholesome experiences that I've had, because it's people coming together to share in excitement, to share in something new and mysterious and wacky, and online in a space that's quite often full of negativity. It was just so refreshing to see something like this, and I think it's for those reasons that the Boba Skip definitely deserves a place in the Speedrunning Hall of Fame.